How long before the first pub opened?
I had a relationship with John Romarsik, who owns Monte Carlo and a bunch of other restaurants, and he owned a building where Houtdish is right now, and it had been Waters, and he had a building in Edina that I wanted for the meat business, and it wasn't going to pass the codes. And he said, you know, I've got this building down here, the restaurant's not doing all that well, etc., etc. And I thought, well, I could put an Irish pub in there. Yeah. Never worked in the business, but I love pubs. I love sitting in pubs, talking to people, drinking pints. I mean, really, qualifies you for, I don't know what, talking and drinking, etc. And somebody asked me, did you have any experience in the pub business besides just sitting at the bar? And I said, well, I worked in Val Rattigan's bar in Ballyhonus, in my home village in the west of Ireland. I still get the weekly newspaper delivered to me every week for 26 years. And his pub is about the size of that corner over there, 15 people in it, and it's packed. And they said, well, that must have been a good, authentic experience, etc. And I said, well, not really. I said, because there were only 2 ingredients in every drink, and one of them was a glass. I mean, really, there were no mixers, there was no ice, there were no straws, there were no napkins, there was nothing. What do you want? You want a beer, you want whiskey, you want vodka? That was it. So it wasn't a great experience.
Did you know this was going to be your thing, though, all along, or when did you really figure it out?
I probably had a little bit of an inclination of it. I came out of a farming community, and I mean, I would grow vegetables and whatnot and sell them to the local store, and that was about 11 or 12. I even went to England. I told my parents. My parents were 48 and 43 when I was born, and they were third cousins. My kids say, is it any wonder I ended up the way I am? But there was a tremendous amount of freedom as a result of that. And so even when I said I wanted to go to Manchester in England when I was 16 to work on a building site, they said, well, why would you want to do that? And I said, well, I thought it would be a good idea, and go see England and make some money. And they said, well, that sounds good. And so really it was, strange looking back on it, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, I took the train to Dublin, took the boat across to England, got a job, worked for the summer, worked with Kerwins, digging holes where there were gas pipelines. They had the repair contract for it. So they'd literally drive me out in this little yellow truck. There's still yellow trucks to this day. And they'd drive you out and they'd say, right, he'd paint a square in the wood. He'd say, keep digging till you find a gas pipeline. Don't do anything to the pipe, and we'll be back. And they'd leave me there. Every day I'd have a different hole to dig.
They stepped very far back from it.
Yeah, they did. Well, they drove away. So they did, yeah.
How old were you the first time you did it?
16.
16.
Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah, the way some folks here might go to Wisconsin.